All right, good morning, everybody. Doing my morning drive to work today. My job has this thing where I can work in multiple different branches in the city that I live in, and so today I'm kind of more in the outskirts of town near the industrial area. Most people don't like this. A lot of my coworkers don't like it because you have to make the trek out kind of farther away from the city, but I like it because it goes out to where like Tesla is, Amazon, Switch, and a bunch of other like huge factory workers. So you're near the industry and like the big economy stuff. And so I handle a lot of the workers that also work at those places. So I always sneak in like little questions about like the financial or company situation of whatever company that they work for, like especially like Tesla and Amazon. Gives me some insider scoop, insider information on what's happening with those companies. But yeah, doing my little relaxing morning drive to work. Stocks have been really good lately. It seems like every day I've been hitting like an all-time high on my investment account, just day after day. It's been essentially like a straight line move going up over the last 2 weeks, and it's June 10. The day that I'm recording this. Let's take a look. Is it June 10th? I might be lying. Oh, excuse me. It's actually June 11th. But yeah, as of June 11th, yeah, new all-time high yesterday, all-time high the day before, and the day before that. So, and it's been great to wake up to an all-time high every single morning over the last week or two. And I'm sure you'll see it on the thumbnail or something in the title of the video, but I've tripled my money in the stock market ever since I started. And fortunately enough, with enough of these, 100%, 200%, 500% increases in the stock investments that I've made over the last 3 years, I've gotten my account up to six figures, really with not that much money that I've put into the account. And so I kind of just wanted to talk about like what I did to achieve that kind of success in stock market investing. I mean, I actually looked in the chart real quick this morning, and it looks like over the last 3 years, the S&P 500 has performed something like 65 to 75% gain, and I've had a 200% gain. So I am far, far, far outpacing the S&P 500 in terms of stock market performance over the last 3 years, which is essentially how long I've been seriously investing in the stock market. So what did I do? The most basic practice, and this might be sounding really fundamental to some of you guys, but to me, 3-4 years ago, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. All I was doing, which is, I feel like what everybody does when they first start stock market investing, is that you just think of like, okay, what companies are doing good? Like Facebook's doing really good, or Google's doing really good, or Amazon or Apple. I'm like, okay, well, people buy iPhones and people buy Macs, so Apple must be a really good company to invest in, so I'll buy some Apple. I mean, really, you're just like, throwing darts in the dark at that point, just hoping for a miracle. So yeah, what did I do to get that success in the stock market? And mind you, before I say anything, this is not financial advice. I am not a professional trader or professional stock investor. I'm just a guy who's learning every day and learning new tricks and learning new strategies on how to be more and more successful both in the stock market and financially. So I'm just going to tell you guys what I did, and if there's little snippets of wisdom in there that you guys think you can implement to your own investing, then fantastic. And then if something sounds really stupid, then do not do it. All right, so the basic strategy is, look for companies, first and foremost, with a lower PE ratio than the average. So let's take tech, for example. Like in the tech space, the average PE ratio for a company that's like really growing is something like 30 to 50. Yeah, 30 to 50 PE in the tech space for a company that's growth minded, right? A company that is really aggressive with expansion still, and not just kind of holding its value. So some examples of this would be like Google, Tesla, Intel, companies like that, where there's still, or Nvidia, AMD. And so look at their growth year over year, right? If that's above average, if the growth rate is above average for the sector, but the PE ratio is average or lower, meaning it's not reflecting a growth rate that's high. If the PE ratio is lower than the growth rate would suggest the price should be, then that means the stock price is likely undervalued. So that would signify to me that that's likely a buy. Now, those are just numbers, right? You gotta analyze the stock also, like, fundamentally, like, what's going on with the company? Like, is there a reason why the stock price is undervalued based on those metrics? Like, is it because sales were going down last quarter or the last few quarters? Is it because they're making some massive fundamental change in the company? Is there something going on with the members of the management of the company? Like, if you can't find anything, you're like, wait a minute, like, I don't see any negative story with this company at all. It seems like they're just chugging along and growing, or even like still growing acceleratingly fast, but then the PE ratio is still low even though the growth is good. Then that means that the stock is undervalued. That's more than likely a buy, and those are the companies that I would be putting money in. Couple of examples of that I can come off my mind is, what's a company that's like that off the top of my mind? Gosh, it is really early and I just woke up like 45 minutes ago. Something like, I believe Google always beats earnings every month, and their growth rate is pretty steadily high, especially with all the AI stuff that they're doing, the Waymo company. So there's really no negative story going on in terms of Google, but their PE ratio is relatively low. I think they're in the high 20s to low 30s, whereas other tech companies are, in the 40s and 50s. Don't quote me on this. This is really just off the top of my head, but that's just an example of essentially a company that's meeting the criteria that I was just talking about. Another strategy that I use so I can pick good companies that I think will go up is find a company that's just been beat down. Like a company that's been like, down 30, 40, 50, 70% from their all-time highs, but are more than likely like trustworthy companies. And usually there's a reason for that. Like, why would a company, like a good quality blue chip company, be down 50%, 70%? Typically, like, maybe they missed for a bunch of quarters, or there's something fundamentally bad that's changed in the company that's causing this massive decrease in price. And the reason why I look for this is because usually blue chip company stocks that get beat down due to something wrong that's happened in the stock is going to deploy resources, effort, and make changes so that they can go back to those all-time highs. And they kind of have like that infrastructure and brand and trustworthiness in the marketplace that they can weather that storm to be able to take the time to make those changes and implement new strategies to get back up. An example of this would be Nike. Over the last few years, if you look at their chart, they're down really, really big. I think their stock market price has been cut in half. And this is because of a bunch of different things. They changed their CEO a few years ago, and then I guess the CEO changed the selling structure of the company, meaning like they pulled out of a bunch of like third-party sellers like Foot Locker, or like they like really decreased the inventory they were giving to these people, making the relationship with those places worse and causing those third-party sellers to push other brands. So it would decrease the selling of Nike from those retailers, which is bad because a lot of Nike's selling isn't just coming from Nike stores themselves, but also coming from these third-party places like Foot Locker and like Journeys, stuff like that. And so now that caused Nike's sales to go down and causing them to lose out, causing them to miss in a bunch of different quarters in terms of metrics, top line and bottom line. And so Nike, seeing this, they're like, all right, this strategy with the CEO is not working. We're going to change management. We're going to change strategies. We're going to, increase marketing. We're going to do other ad campaigns. And then we're going to fix the relationship with these companies that we've kind of tarnished with over the last few years and increase their sales. And by increasing sales of Nike shoes in those retailers, they're going to increase overall shoe sales and then, get back to their top line, bottom line numbers that they were having before, causing the stock price to go back up as the company does better. So those two strategies that I used on how to be pretty successful in the stock market space. I'm trying to think of any other little strategies. I'm not super heavy in crypto. I think I talked about this in a previous video. Like maybe way less than 1% of my stock portfolio is in crypto. Literally, I'm just in there because I just don't want to miss out in case there's a massive bull run that happens with crypto. What's another thing? I'll put up a screenshot on the screen of the stocks that I invest in, and you can see there are 0 ETFs and 0 index funds in there. I am quite risk on. I'm young. I'm only 27 years old, and there's really, I don't have a family to feed. I have a good amount of cash in other assets in other asset classes that, like, if I really take a big hit in the stock market, I can weather that storm, and no one's relying on me so that they can eat or have housing. So I will be fine doing all risk on strategy in the stock market. But yeah, I'm actually just exited the freeway, so I'm gonna be at work here pretty soon. So I'll end the video here, guys. Like and subscribe. Let me know if there's anything else you guys want to hear me talk about. I have plenty. I got like 4 videos on my channel talking about finance and my financial situation, my investments. Comment down below what you guys want to hear me talk about. Right now I'm kind of just doing more general broad topics about finance and mostly about me, and not really about like general economy stuff or general finance stuff. I'm not really seeking to teach too much. I'm more of just kind of saying what my situation is, and I want to hear what other people's situation is and build community. I don't want to say that I'm out here trying to teach or trying to tell you guys like this is what you should do, because I'm really not that experienced. I'm only like 3-4 years into this investment game, both in real estate and stock markets. So let me know what you guys do, and let me know what you guys want to hear. But like and subscribe, check out the other videos, and I'll see you guys on the next. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.